Hi guys, it's Anna here. So in this video I am going to make a very simple watercolor, and it's going to be of a kingfisher. It's a very colorful bird that I've only draw one of these once, I think, and I like it. I like him so much. I don't even understand why I haven't sketched them more of these guys. So in this case, I am just slightly sketching the bird, and is standing on a little branch, and I'll leave the photo reference link in the description below, so if you wanna check it out to draw into. But if you go on Pinterest, you'll find, if you just search as kingfisher, like kingfisher bird or something like that, or even birds. I have a huge collection of birds. They're just addictive, and you'll find beautiful photos without being this exact one, but this is is linked below. So I am sketching with a color pencil. It's just a pencil that it's supposed to be color, but it's supposed to be erasable as graphite pencils. So I am a little tired today, so I cannot even speak in another language. It's just weird. My brain is like fried today. But we'll do this. We'll get this. So I am just sketching it. First, I am starting with just a very light touch and trying to be accurate, but not. You don't have to be like absolutely precise. You can even print it out and copy it over, but it's always good to sketch, so you get your skills of sketching. If you can sketch well, it's halfway to have a nice piece in the end. So that's you should always practice the sketching. So I did the sketching, and I'm taking forever. Maybe I should have sped this up, but I said I was going to do a real-time one, so it doesn't. So I mean, if you're starting out, it's important to see, I think, to see like there's no magic tricks, or like if something gets cut, it feels like I didn't see everything, so I don't know exactly what she did right there. So I'm leaving all the steps, although my camera is kind of focusing and unfocusing. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm just gonna draw the birds, the branch. I don't know if you call this a branch. It's just a piece of wood that has been chopped off, and some herbs, some grass that is growing. So this is the watercolor set I used. So it's watercolor from tubes that I squeezed into this palette that I keep closed. So they kind of dry, but then you can reactivate them with water. It's like gouache. And I have a few brands mixed in. I know I wrote in the on the outside of the box. I wrote the brand, so I knew which ones I am using. And in this case, it's Holbein and White Knights and Daniel Smith and a few of winsor&newton cotman. So these are all very good watercolors, very pigmented. The paper I'm using is Fabriano Artistico, hot pressed, so not a lot of grain, and it is 100% cotton, 300 grams per square meter. So this is what I am using. I'm saying this is a video for beginners, but the materials are kind of professional. It's very good to have good results. And in this case, I was tempted to make this like a mixed media project, as usually I always had like pens and whatnot and pencils and highlights in the end, but in this case I wanted to make it more like just a watercolor and not really like mixed media, because I like the effect of the smoothness and the not quite defined edges that like not defined by a line, like a line art. So in here I am spraying water to activate. They will start activating by themselves, and it's easier than to just be rubbing with a wet brush on the little wells there. So I am going to mix. I'm going to be using blues, purple, oranges, reds and yellows, and also greens for the grass, the leaves. Oh, leaves. I don't even know how you call it. It's not a leaf of grass. It's a what? A blade of grass. The blades of grass. So I am going to use like the purples. It's very useful to have the photo reference, and where it's darker I'll use some of these purples. These purples will be instead of browns or grays or blacks, I'll be using these purples. And although on the eye I actually used black. I like it, and I think, well, it's not all black because there's reflections there, but I like the bird's eye to be really black because that's how it appears in photos, and the eye should be really accurate because that's like halfway done. If you get the eye right, the eye and the beak, it's very important. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So in here I'm just doing the first layer, trying to be very accurate, because there's a thing I've been watching art videos, and I will always do that, I think, because I really like that. And I've heard someone say that you should paint like every stroke counts, like, because usually I just like, okay, there's purple here, or there's blue there, or I'm just gonna have to fill this with it. But try to give it a real purpose, a real shape. I wanted to make these like a watercolor that was like very clean, like almost just one layer or two, just to let the no, I made a mess there. Just to let the colors be vibrant and not at all muddy or not pure. I wanted almost to have like pure colors. Of course, I had to work the values, and although in the end I went there with a little bit of pencils, Of course, if I had more, I did this for Father's Day, which is in Portugal is like March 19th, and I was like, I really had to finish this. I didn't have more time to do it, so that's how I realized I wanted it to be clean as a watercolor, because if I didn't like it like that, I wouldn't even have offered it or make a video of it and put it here like it's a done piece. But actually, it's you that decide when things are done or not. And of course, I could have gone and make it like use the pens and the pencils to make it more, I don't know, it's not vibrant, the word, it's like I don't know, and every little space of the paper filled in. Oh no, in watercolors you just want to leave white showing. It's so much more interesting. It's so cool. I don't even know if I left any on it, but yeah, in some stages I really think that it's very cool to have like white showing through. So as you can see, I'm just mixing colors and put it on the paper and try to make it very, like, the strokes are kind of, they're not thought, but they're thoughtful. Like they are, I'm trying like to make shapes of feathers already. I'm not just trying to go with an opaque undercover first layer and then come with pencils and do the details with pencils or pens. That's not how I wanted to approach this. I wanted to make it already look like there were feathers there, and since from the beginning in this piece I did that, and I kind of liked the results. Something I tried completely different too was like the branch, the colors of the branch. And I am sorry, the bird is the footage is almost running away, but it's my camera is slightly coming down, and it's just that stupid thing that she does. But actually I started painting the branch, or whatever you call this, and so that was kind of that was lucky. So see, I am using colors that I would never use in a branch. I would never use purple on a branch, never. And I use kind of I mean, it was wood, and it had colors. There is dark wood and then much brighter wood, and then there was like these parts of color, even like the feather. I saw some yellow and some orange. I don't know if it was a feather there. I don't think so, but I exaggerated what I saw. And see, the strokes are very simple and very like what I don't usually do. Like this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying like thoughtful strokes. Okay. So, and the feet, I could have made them so detailed and whatnot, and I didn't. I just simple strokes, and I wanted to see what I could do with watercolors, just like this. This was mainly, as I said, mainly forced on me, because I really needed to have something to give to my I had other things, but things I bought, and I didn't want to just give him that. And then I thought I'm just gonna make him a card and say Happy Father's Day, because a card is a simple thing, it's a small thing, so I think I can do that. And then I had an horrible work day, and I worked later than than I thought so I didn't have time because I was working, and that's just sad. That's just sad, because I was working in my job. And so I said, but I really have to do something anyway. And I was thinking, I'm just gonna do this in my Copics or my home markers, like alcohol markers, and make it like like a card, the size of a card, not this size. This is like an A4 or something. But then when I sat down to paint, and I saw, I had decided what I wanted to paint, and that's a good thing, because that takes me a long time sometimes. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this Kingfisher because it looks beautiful. And when I grabbed my tablet and opened it, I was like, oh god, I want to try this in watercolor. And that's just crazy. But sometimes when I look at the picture, since I I kind of navigate in so many mediums, I kind of think, oh, this would be cool in watercolor, this would be cool in pastel, this would be cool with. So when I saw him, I thought, oh, this would look cool in watercolor, and also in oils, like really thick layers to make the feathers. And I thought, oh, I don't have time for oils. I really don't have time for oils, and it's gonna take forever to dry. Like that cannot be the medium. So I went for watercolor, and I just started doing it. And then I realized, yeah, watercolor takes time to dry if you want to add more layers and whatnot, or if you want to add pencils or pens, it needs to dry. And it's not that warm in here right now because it's winter. Well, today is the first spring day, I think, although it's raining like hell. So and it didn't rain the whole entire winter, but okay. Anyway, so it was kind of those factors led me into like leave the painting just watercolor, not just because next day it was Saturday, and I was like, okay, my baby is awake, I am taking care of her, but maybe I can. No, I couldn't. I just couldn't. Yeah, she was really interested in seeing what this was, and she wanted to do it too on this painting, and I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen. So I had to just play around with her, and while standing I would go near the table or the desk, and I would just make a little. I don't even think I filmed. I think maybe a little. Yeah, I couldn't because she was on to me. So I was like, no, because if I ruin that, then and you see, I messed up under his beak, and there was other spots like near the branch where I'm painting now, and I was like, why is this so messy? What I mean, the beak, I did that, but these little marks here near the branch, I didn't, and I was like, what? Well, then I realized, oh, this is watercolor, it's perfect for doing like those splashes and whatnot, and it kind of dissipates the I think I don't know if I went with a white pencil also, but it didn't do much. So it was cool. If you do that splatter effect that you'll see me doing, like a really liquefied watercolor with a lot of water, just a little bit of watercolor, and then you use your brush and try to make splatter into the you'll see me doing that. And in the grasses I use like different colors of green and different concentrations, meaning some of them are really light colors and others are kind of dark and pigmented, because that way you get like the lighter ones go further back and it feels like there's a 3D effect in that, and that's what I was trying to accomplish there. And yeah, so different colors of grass and different concentrations of the ink, so it gets like the 3D effect. Like some grasses are further back, some are closer, and they all have different shades and colors, and they're grabbing light in different. So the whole blade of grass doesn't have to be the same color, because you know they twist and bend and get dead in some parts. So there's that. Right now I'm trying to make like these. Yeah, it has some parts where they're kind of like really bright orange or red, starting to be red, and that's what I am trying to do here. I am sorry about the light, because the day was like sunny and then not sunny and then and I had 3 lights on the paper, but apparently it didn't matter. Didn't matter. So oh, now I'm doing the feet. See how simple I am making them. I'm looking at them, seeing what the bird's doing, and I am respecting that, but this is it. I think I go over the feet like one more time, and that's it, just like that. And I like them. Sometimes I spend like 5,000 hours. That's an exaggeration, but I spent a lot of time on birds' feet, and it just doesn't work. Oh, this yellow, it's a little more than it's on the real photo, but it's there, and I just made it more evident, because there's yellow in the bird and there's yellow in the grass, so it helps your eyes to travel. So then I made this beautiful blue. I had to mix it. I don't have this blue, and that's what's cool with watercolors, or any color or any medium anyway. When you don't have that many colors, it's so good that you can mix them. Although you need some colors to mix the colors you need. Sometimes you need 2 blues, like a warmer and a darker, because some colors you can't get just with 3 colors. You can get all the colors with just 3 colors. So but if you have like 2 or 3 shades of blue and just 1 yellow, you can make a whole lot of greens, because then you can add a little bit of red, or a little bit of even sepia or black, or Payne's gray or something, and it's just amazing how much you can do. I had so much fun with this one. Also, I was recording and everything, and usually when I'm recording, I don't know, I have social phobia, so yeah, I feel something there. So that's a problem sometimes. It's not a problem, but I feel the camera. I feel it's there. First and foremost, I have to be in a different position, like painting, because the camera is right there. Oh, so I made a mess here. It's not very noticeable, but I made another mess, so that's why I thought of the splatters, because I was seeing mess everywhere, and I was like liking the rest. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna salvage this, and I didn't even care. I just kept going and kept going. And I was like, there was a moment when I thought, well, if this doesn't go really well, it's like I can do one of those videos, like a before and after, Like this is what I use the paints. Oh, I'm gonna make this closer now so you can see. Oh god, that wasn't a very soft transition. But you have to be very accurate with the eye. That's why I'm using like this very tiny brush, and I love the other brush too. It's like angular. It's like a rectangle, but then it's cut on the top, so it makes this angle. It's very cool. It has like a diagonal in the end of the brush. It's very cool. It gives you so much types of strokes. I painted it all with just that brush. Oh, we have the splatter here, so I guess I didn't film it, or camera was off or something happened. But see, I just diluted a lot of watercolor, like the purples and the blues that are already in the painting, in the bird and on the branch, and I just splatter it. Not much, and it kind of gives the vibe of flowers somewhat, or something flying around, some little bugs or whatever. And so I'm trying to refine like the line of the beak so it looks straighter, and I'm doing it on the lower part too, so it gets more detached of that smudge that I've created, so it doesn't look like the same thing. So, oh, I think I have a little footage on the, because as I'm doing the voiceover, I'm watching like what's coming next. And it's coming a little bit of Prismacolor pencils, so the case is not very much, but I think I filmed a little bit. Let's see. And then this was where I was like, I need this to dry and I need to pick up the baby, so I'm just gonna have to let this be. And oh, I use this white Derwent pencil, Chinese White, I love it, a gel pen, white gel pen, and those Prismacolors. So by now my girl was like, what are you doing, mommy? What is that? Because I'm in a tall table in the corner of the living room, and she was watching like Spider-Man, and I was like, I think I'm gonna make it for 20 minutes, and that's what I need. That's all I'm gonna need. But I didn't. She was like, ooh, what's that? This is so cute. Oh my god. You just can't get mad anyway. So right now I was trying to work on the highlights. There's a big highlight in the beak, not very bright but big. So and she was like asking for me, and I was like, if I put the pencils right here, I just might be able to to come here and just try to so I wanted to enhance some of the blues, because it's a very cool thing to do watercolor and then add colored pencils there. That's just, and you can do anything, like what you like definition wise and color wise. Like just imagine having pencils and watercolors together, and you can use like alcohol markers too. Well, I believe water markers would be, and you can like use the colors on top, and they really show, even if it's lighter pencil on top of a darker watercolor. It really takes it very well. And once again, let me remind you that I'm working on a very good paper, which is in this case Fabriano Artistico, and it really, 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 and then you can, if you're using like printer paper, maybe you cannot layer. I don't know, I haven't tried, but by this time with watercolor it would be absolutely wrapped up. And yeah, I was trying, like in these connections between the light and the dark values, I was trying to use the pencils to give a feathery vibe. But yeah, so this is the result. I left him like so. I didn't do much with pencils, just that little thing you saw, and a little bit on the branch. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value out of it, and I hope you give it a try. If you did like it, give me the thumbs up, consider subscribing and hitting the bell button so you'll be notified when I post again. It's going to be hard for sure, so not sure if watercolor, but hard. So till next time, stay safe, bye bye.